All right. Uh, all right. This is for you if you are somebody who struggles to stay focused when you're working on things. Everything's distracting you. Your phone's distracting you. Social media, even on YouTube. You're watching a video and you want to watch the next one and the next one before you've even finished the one that you're on, and you're just stuck in that hamster wheel of unfocused, but you have things you want to do. We're going to talk about three things that you need in order to stay focused and get on track and keep your focus while you're working. And then we're going to do something to stay focused together. And so you can stay on the live stream, or you can join me if you're watching this as a replay. Then you can subscribe or follow. And next time we're doing a live co-working session, you'll be able to join. You'll be able to see when that comes live. So first of all, I'm Jason Steele. I'm a filmmaker, an entrepreneur, and I definitely have ADHD. I get very distracted easily, out of focus, and I'm guessing if you're watching this, you probably do the same thing. And that is a-okay. It's pretty normal in our day-to-day life right now. Phones and everything. It's just there's so much coming at us for information. It can really keep our focus all over the map. So we're going to talk about ways to get focused. So yeah, let's start off with what is the number one thing that we can do to help stay focused. And number one is going to be to set some goals, set some big goals for ourselves. And um, when I think about goals, what I quite often like to do, and this might be a bit of an ADHD thing, is I will set a goal that's like ridiculously far in the future, but like what does my life look like at that time? So uh, I'm 47 right now, and so I'm going to set a goal that's going to be at when I'm 87, right? So I'm probably at that point. My health is probably not going to be at its peak. Who knows what my health is going to look like? Who knows what my family situation is going to look like? Who knows? Who knows if I'll even still be alive then? But that kind of gives us that very long term outlook. What do I want my life to look like? And probably at that point, I'm going to be transitioning all of the things that I've maybe built up over my life to other people, and I'm going to be more mentoring or supporting other people in their stuff. And that's kind of where I'd be at that point. And so I'm going to look at how much money do I hope to have by that time. What kind of a family situation am I hoping to have at that time? And what kind of work am I going to be doing at that time? Am I still going to be doing my main job, or am I going to be just mentoring people, or am I going to be completely retired and watching TV? What do you want in your life? 40 years from now, and uh, and whatever goals they are. Now I'm going to take a look back, and I'm going to step back to say 20 years from now. What needs to be in place 20 years from now so that I can reach that goal in 40 years? And then take a look back at 10 years from now. What needs to be in place 10 years from now so that 20 years from now I can be at that 20-year step? And then 5 years, and then I start to break it down year by year. So what do I need 4 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now? That kind of goal setting. So that's kind of how I set uh, my goals up, and then I look at breaking down even the next year into quarters and months and weeks, and then each day of the week. And sometimes I'm able to stay focused on that. Sometimes I'm not. So I do my best with that sort of thing. And then what else? Let me just turn this down just a little. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the other thing that I will do once I've got it broken down into years, quarters, months, days, um, and that sort of thing, then I know kind of what I need to be doing in order to stay on track. And quite often I'll go off track, and at the end of the week, I'll see what worked and what didn't. At the end of the month, I'll see what worked and what didn't, and what I need to do to try to get on track again at the quarter, at the year. And it's not necessarily that I'm 100% staying on it, but at least it gives me some something to refer back to, so I kind of know what my direction is, where I'm headed, what I'm up to. If I start to um, flounder, I'll know it, right? I can see that I'm not quite staying on track and staying focused. All right. So setting those goals, and have goals that inspire you. You know, don't just have goals of, well, I hope to retire at 40 years from now. What do you want to be doing that's going to keep you like focused, right? If you're a writer, do you want to have a whole bunch of books out, you know? Do you want to have uh, something that was a New York Times bestseller, right? Do you want to have whatever, right? If you're a filmmaker, do you want to have made, some big movies? Do you want to have your own studio? Do you want to be, or do you want to just have made your one big movie? What does that look like? If you are a singer, what do you imagine that looks like? Are you still out singing? Are you teaching others singing? Are you, um, what are you doing at that point in your life? And then, what do you need to do to get to that point? What's going to take you to that level of uh, where you're happy, right? And you're excited because you've reached some of those goals and dreams throughout your life. And so then knowing what are those steps to get you to those goals, that's going to keep you more on track. It's not going to do 100% though, because I'm sure that you've experienced that when you're trying to stay focused, there's a lot of things that take you off track. For me, something that I think really makes sure that keeps me on track is, and I'm going to just set number 2 here, uh, deadlines. Okay. So for me, deadlines is so it makes such a huge difference. So for me, if I have a deadline for, let's say I'm pitching a movie to get some grant money, I will set a deadline that will be there will be a deadline for the pitch, right? Typically it's midnight on March 1st, or something like that. And even though it would be more effective for me to start working on that pitch 3 months ahead and be able to, peck away at it and, keep brainstorming and create the video, create the text. Um, they even say it's very effective to be able to send it to the granting organization several weeks before it's due and ask them, hey, what's working and what isn't in this grant? And then uh, they can give you some feedback. But if you don't, um, if you can't stay focused, you're going to do what I do, which is the day that it's due, now I'm going to sit down and now I'm going to be able to focus. And if you've ever had that last minute deadline that you're focused on, you've noticed probably that suddenly you're not looking at Facebook. Suddenly you're not doom scrolling on whatever. Suddenly, even meal times are like gone. I don't even eat half the time on the day that a deadline is due. I am just so focused on I have to get this done. There is no time left. Um, and so, what happens? What changes? And so, for those of us that do have some focus challenges, having that deadline that is looming right there can really, really focus us. And it becomes the only thing that we're working on at that moment. And so it's easy if there's already a deadline set, right? If you have to submit something, you've got a boss that you need to send a report to at 5 p.m. You know that between 4 and 5 o'clock, that's the only thing you're going to be working on. Um, but if you could actually do that report like 3 days ahead of time, then that last day, you don't have to worry about it. It's already submitted and done. Nobody's breathing down your neck. But how do you do that? When you've got a little bit of focus challenges, a little ADHD, it's really easy to see it just fade away. So something that can help is to create kind of a fake deadline, right? And so this can be done with timers, a Pomodoro timer, where you just set a timer. You say, I'm going to work for the next 40 minutes. And when I when the timer goes off, then I can have a snack, then I can go and work on something else, then I can do something else. But during the time that you're focused and working on that deadline, or during that brief period of time, uh, you can probably help try to keep yourself from looking at your phone, from doom scrolling, from watching TV, from uh, little tasks that would normally take you off track. You can say, no, no, it's okay to set all of that aside for the next 40 minutes and just stay on task. And when this 40 minutes is done, now I'm going to be able to go and do something else if I want to. Or I could just set another timer and just go another 40 minutes or something. And that can be really helpful. So that is something that can really help. Create that, either know what your deadline is, or if you want to try to get something done long before that critical deadline, then use a timer to set yourself a short deadline to try to get a few tasks done. So as you work with timers to keep yourself focused, um, that leads me to the third thing that helps with us creative ADHD type of people to get things done is to do. Let me just put it in here to have accountability. Um, so I'm going to put partnerships because that's a big thing. It's one thing to say that you're accountable to yourself. It's a whole other thing to have a partnership. So that can be, and there's different levels of accountability partnerships, right? It could be as big as having a coach that you're working with. And that's usually kind of the top thing where you actually, paying somebody to be there and keep you on track, where you're saying, hey, this week this is what I'm working on, and your coach says, okay, at the end of the week I'm going to check in with you, see if you did it. um, that can be an accountability partnership. You can have a less formal, or a less a one that doesn't cost you anything, like working with friends, family, coworkers, and saying, hey, I'm going to try to really focus on something. If you notice me using my phone, just ask me, hey, are you working? And just I won't get too upset if you ask me that, because I need some help with accountability. And then they can say, hey, I noticed you're on your phone. Are you working? And that'll, if you're not working, if you're doom scrolling, it'll bring you back to focus. But if you are working, then yeah, you can say, I am working, actually. um, one of the things that can happen when you do set up like an informal partnership like that is that, you know if you hear, you know the person that you've told to keep an eye on you coming down the hallway, or if you're sitting in a work office and you've told your coworker, hey, can you check on me once in a while, just ask me if I'm working. um, you know that at any time they could turn around and look at you, and if they do and you're doom scrolling on social media, then you're going to feel uncomfortable. And so that's going to help you to stay focused, because you don't want to feel that. So you're going to just, when you're tempted to pick up the phone, you're going to leave it and you're going to keep working. It really helps quite a bit. And one other type of accountability partnership that can work really well, and something that I really enjoy, are co-working sessions. And this is where you can get onto something like Zoom, or you can get onto um, something like that, something like a Zoom call, or a Messenger chat, or whatever. Um, and You get a group of people together, and uh, all of you keep your cameras on. You turn your sound off usually, because you don't want to hear other people's co-working stuff in case they are chatting with somebody in the background or whatever. Um, and Then you can keep each other focused. And so that might so usually what we'll do is um, we'll say what we're working on for the next hour, and what we're going to try to get done in the next hour, so that you know we're kind of keep helping each other to stay accountable, right? And at the end of the hour, I can say, oh, I did get some stuff done, or I didn't get anything done, or this is what's going on. But more likely, when you've got other people that are in the Zoom room with you, you're more likely to stay focused and keep working. Um, we'll also do things like put your phone away, take your phone, put it into another room, or put it at least 6 feet away. Turn the sound off so that you're not distracted by things popping up on it. You can just stay focused on whatever you're working on. If you're writing or you're uh, doing creating a pitch for something, or you're doing some software development, whatever it is you're working on during your co-working session time, you can stay focused on that because you don't have your phone in front of you. Also, closing up all the tabs on your computer. If you're like me, I quite often have 50 tabs open. I bet right now I have, I'm going to just check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Chrome windows open, and on some of those windows, it's anywhere from 10 to, I bet you there's probably 40 tabs on a couple of these windows. So there's probably 100 or more tabs open on my computer right now. Um, and I'm definitely not looking at most of them. There are certain ones that I keep coming back to multiple times a day, but it's hard to find them even because there's so many tabs open all over the place. A lot of them are just things that I just saw, thought about for a second, and was like, oh, I'm going to come back to that. And it's just distraction, right? If I was to sit and go through every one of those tabs and not even open anything new and just complete whatever the thing was that I was looking at there, I'd probably have several weeks worth of things that I thought, ooh, that would be cool to do. Get rid of it, dump it, close up all those tabs. And I'll tell you, you can actually find all of those tabs later on. They'll still be in your history. So when you open up your Google Chrome, when you log into your Chrome account, it will have the history for that account. Whatever the last windows that you closed, all the tabs will be there. So don't worry about losing a bunch of tabs. If there's something that you think, oh yeah, that was really cool, this thing that I found and I can't figure out where it is, make sure you're opening the same Gmail account or whatever account on your Chrome. Just look in your history, you'll find it for the dates that you were working on it. It's all findable. So just hit close, just get rid of it. You'll be able to open the things that are important, and the rest is probably not important. Um, and once you get rid of all those tabs, you get rid of all those distractions, you put your phone to the side, then we're going to say, okay, what is it we're working on in this hour? And we're going to type it into the chat so that the other people that are on the call are on the same page. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths and we get to work. And we all mute our stuff and we just work. And you keep your camera on because then ooh, if I pick up my phone, somebody might notice me pick up my phone. I don't want to get caught, so I'm just gonna like keep that away, and it helps you to stay focused, stay on track. Um, um, yeah, some co-working sessions, like if there's specific co-working sessions for a specific um, thing, there might be like, let's say, co-working sessions for writing, right? There might be kind of a group chat time, every hour or something like that, where you might be able to uh, do a little breakout session with a couple of other writers and say, I'm really stuck on this piece of this project. Or maybe you're doing a business co-working session and you have a little breakout session with a couple of your business friends. You say, hey, this is where I'm stuck. Can anybody have some feedback? That can be a thing where it becomes a mastermind as well as a co-working session. But the main thing is that co-working session, um, just helping you stay focused on whatever you're doing, and everybody else is doing all different things. They're all working on different projects, and that's totally fine. It doesn't matter what projects everybody's working on. It's just that knowing there's somebody there um, that might notice if you go off track. It helps you to stay focused for yourself. So, uh, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, and I do have right now a Zoom session open if anybody wants to join. Um, And as I'm recording this, as I'm doing this live stream, I can see there's nobody watching at the live stream right now. But if you happen to join in the live stream, um, before I finish, you can go here to work.totalmastermind.com. So work.totalmastermind.com, and when you go there, you're going to get it's going to link you right into the Zoom. If you happen to be watching this on another day when we are doing a co-working session, that should bring you right into the Zoom co-working session, and so you can try it out. And at a certain point, it is going to get password protected and different things like that. But for now, it's open. As long as I have it open, it'll be open. So that's the idea. Um, and what's the plan here? So I'll keep the YouTube live stream open while we're doing this co-working session, but I'm going to switch over to the uh, Zoom, and we're going to work on the live stream or co-working session there. So I'm just going to do a quick. Before I do that, I'll do one quick recap on the three things that help if you've got ADHD and you're a creative person. The three things that are going to help you stay focused. One is to have really clear goals. What is it you're working towards? Something that motivates you, and that whenever a distraction comes up, you're going to have that thought of, I should really be working on this other thing. And um, if you don't have another thing, whenever some distraction comes up, you're just going to do the distraction, and that's fine. For a lot of us, where we don't have a clear goal and we're not really working towards something, you can just enjoy life, playing video games, watching TV. That's fine. But if you do want to focus on something, then have something to focus on. Let's have that goal. Um, the second thing is deadlines. Typically, if you have a goal, quite often there might be deadlines involved already. So if your goal is to make a movie and you need to get some grants, you might have a deadline to submit that grant, by midnight of this particular day. Or if you're working on a book and you want to be able to submit it into some sort of a book contest, then there might be a deadline for that contest. So sometimes if you you have, let's just say, using the book idea, if you've got a book you're working on but you're having trouble staying focused, or you've got a script or something you're having trouble staying focused, um, look for competitions that you can join into that uh, do have a deadline, and that will help you to stay focused, because now you've got a deadline. I want to finish this book so I can submit it to this competition. Or perhaps your book might have something to do with a particular time of year. Maybe it's a Christmas themed book, and so you want to be able to put it out by Christmas. Well, now you can say, okay, you know what, like, I have to have it done by this date, so that I can submit it to Amazon print on demand and get a test version of it back, and then have it up live on Amazon by this date so that it can actually sell it for Christmas, right? So you can set yourself a date, somehow, and that'll help you focus. The other way to set that is to set those mini timers. So if you don't have like an immediate deadline, but you need to stay focused, set yourself a short timer, 40 minutes at a time or something, to set everything aside and work. And that can give you kind of a mini deadline. And the third thing is that accountability piece. So that is where you either pay somebody to be accountable to, so that they are going to hound you, they're going to check in with you, they're going to make agreements with you. They may be coaching you on what you're working on. So when you have a question, you can go to them and say, how do I do this thing? And usually that's going to be somebody who's an expert on whatever the thing is, but they could just be a life coach who are keeping you on track, in whatever capacity you're working on. And they may check in with you to say, all right, you said you were going to do this thing. How's that going? Or to have a less formal coaching or accountability partnership with a friend or family member or coworker to say, hey, check in on me from time to time, because I'm finding myself distracted. So ask me what I'm doing on my phone. Ask me if I'm actually working, and uh, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say I'm working, or I'm going to say I'm distracted. But I'm going to get right back to it as soon as you ask me. So you're asking me helps me to pull my focus back in. So those accountability partnerships. Or third can be a co-working session, which is what we're going to go into right now. Um, and where we're going to go into a Zoom room, and as a group, we're going to keep an eye on each other and see how we're doing with our co-working. We're going to keep an eye on each other so that we stay focused. And every hour we'll take a minute, take a little break to kind of refresh ourselves, and then get back to work. So yes, if you are interested, come join a co-working session right now. We are going to be at work.totalmastermind.com. And again, if you're watching a replay later, just like, follow, subscribe, and if you do like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff, then uh, when we do these lives again, you'll be able to see when we're going into a live session as well. Awesome. Okay, so I'm switching over to the Zoom room. Awesome. Cool. All right. So, Jess, I'm back with you. So, right now it's just two of us in the Zoom room. I still have the live stream going out back here, but you're not on that. And are you feeling up for doing some actual writing? What do you think, Jess? Oh, you're muted. All right. Well, grab your laptop or whatever you want to do for your writing, or if you want to do drawing for your the book that you're working on, whatever you want to work on, grab it, get yourself set up, and then we'll just go for it. And I'm going to work on some stuff. You work on some stuff, and if anyone else joins, they can work on some stuff. Okay. But yeah, and you got everything you need. If we're going to sit and focus for a while, you got water, and you got, you know, feeling good to try and stay focused for, say, 40 minutes or something. We might only just do a half an hour, just because uh, yeah, I've got a couple other things that kind of, I'll be away from the computer and I'll need my phone for. So let's do a half an hour of focus time. All right. Okay. So yeah, once you get your computer up and running, or your whatever you're working on, if you can close up any tabs that you don't need, if you've got any extra windows open or stuff, and if you have your phone somewhere nearby and you think you might get this. Oh, okay. As long as you don't have your phone near you, that won't distract you. But if you're watching a replay later, if you've got a phone nearby, put it away. Get it, put it in another room. Put it so far away you can't reach it, so that it's not a distraction. Turn the volume down on it. You don't want to have it ring and take you away from here. You should be able to return your calls, unless you're somebody who's on call. Then fair enough. But yeah, get those distractions away. All right, so closing up all your extra tabs, getting your phone somewhere out of reach so that you're not going to be looking at it and checking it. And then, yeah, type into the chat something that you're working on. And I'm going to type into the chat what I'm working on here in the Zoom chat. So, uh, Okay, so I'm putting into the chat. I'm working on a film right now, and so I put in the chat. I'm working on Junk Boys, looking for storage facilities that we'll be able to use for filming, and also reviewing the shoot schedule, because I'm going to be the assistant director, and so that's part of my role as an assistant director, is the scheduling. And yeah, all right. So those are my two tasks, and I've put that in the chat so that. So we're all accountable, and yeah. And so the next thing uh, is once you're done typing in what you're going to do, then we're going to take a breath and kind of refresh ourselves and get relaxed and into the zone to do some focused work. You got your, did you find the chat window there, Jess, so you could type something in? All right. All right. So while Jess is typing goal in, just a reminder to anybody who's watching the replay, that the Zooms currently are going to be at work.totalmastermind.com. And as I'm doing this recording, the totalmastermind.com website, the rest of the website doesn't actually have anything on it. It's not really set up, but I just set up that subdomain of work.totalmastermind.com as a redirect for the Zoom call. So you can always try it. If I happen to be doing a live session when you watch this video, great, you can join in. And if I'm not doing a live session, you'll probably just run into a brick wall there, and that's fine too. But if you follow the page or like the YouTube page or whatever social media you're finding this on, then whenever I do go live and open up those co-working sessions, you'll be able to see that and be able to join in. Okay, all right, so Jess got her goal in there. She is working on Samson. Awesome, that's perfect. Cool. All right, so we'll take a couple of deep breaths to kind of get into the focus. We'll just do like a breathe in, count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 4, just to help us to kind of bring our body into some focus. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. All right, and go ahead now and open whatever you need to open in order to work on your project. If you're watching the replay, I'm going to play a little bit of music on the replay there. Let me know if the music helps or doesn't help. We won't be able to hear it on the Zoom call because it's just going through the computer there. If the focus music doesn't help, then we won't use it in future sessions. But go ahead and just stay focused on whatever you're working on, and we'll chat in about half an hour. All right. And for those of us on the Zoom call, me and Jess, you can go ahead and mute, and then if there's something that you need to say or whatever, you can unmute again, and I can unmute. So.
Hey guys, I just found an amazing digital marketing expert on Fiverr.
All right. It's been around a half an hour. We'll just take a little breather, and then I think I still got some work to do, so we'll get right back to it again afterwards. But yeah, I'm just going to step away because I need the restroom, and I might grab a snack. So this is a good time if you want to do that too. And yeah, and also yeah, message if there was any updates, or we can just chat about those updates since we're just rather than texting. But yeah, I worked on the scheduling for the Junk Boys short film, and I just basically made some notes about the scheduling suggestions so far, and I still have to kind of go through and see if they work time-wise. So that's what I'll be working on the next block of time. Jess, how is things going with Samson? Oh, you're muted there. So. 2 paragraphs done. Nice.
Yeah, the thing with Samson is that I've been working on Samson for a while. I think it started I want to get rid of it, but I really like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Keep working on it. Awesome. Yeah, no, and it's great. You got 2 paragraphs done. How does that feel to actually get like a little bit of progress on something? Awesome. Yeah, up to you if you want to do another I don't know, 40 minutes or something like that. Like maybe we'll go until 3 o'clock or something. I just need to use the restroom, and then I'll come back and we'll get into the next hour if you're up for it. Do you want to keep working? Or are you ready to take a break and call it a day for the day? You know what? You got 2 paragraphs done. Who knows? Maybe you can do a couple more paragraphs before things are. Yeah, might as well keep going if you're up for it. But yeah, awesome. about it? Well, you know what? Whether you want to work on an outline for the next while, or whether you want to work on just keep on writing some more paragraphs and just keep going with the story as you're going, piece by piece. And yeah, you won't know where it's going until you figure out where it's going and keep working on it. So cool. I'm going to take a minute break, so I'm just going to mute myself for a second, and then I'll come back. And if you need to use the restroom or grab a snack or anything, you can do that, and then just come back, and we'll carry on in a couple of minutes. All right.
Here's the 2-minute story of how I built a $10 million a year online business and how my mistakes and successes can help you build your business too. Ready? In 2006, I started a mobile bartending service in Orange County, California. It was lots of fun, lots of cash, but also lots of long weekends. So by 2007, I turned my bartending knowledge into my very first digital product, Bartend for Profit. I had purchased a 950-page book on HTML, read it twice, and then went to work building a website and an ebook that 9 months later, after working day and night at my desk, made my very first sale online. That changed everything. Oh, and that very first customer found me on YouTube. So as a result, I began creating YouTube videos like crazy, and even more sales started to come in. And because I had a film degree, some of those videos were pretty good. That's when I noticed more people wanted to know about how I was making those YouTube videos than those cocktails. Go figure. So by September of 2011, I launched my complete YouTube training course, Video Traffic Academy, and I generated a whopping $400,000 in my first 30 days. And the product was only $97. Overnight, I became known as the go-to YouTube guy online. And even though all my dreams had just come true, I actually fell into a pretty deep, dark depression. You see, all the money, the success, and the attention didn't do a thing to change the way I had felt about myself. And I realized that if anything about me was to ever change, it would have to come from within first. Long story short, what I discovered was I wasn't driven by money or nice things or attention and significance, but rather something much, much more simple: helping people. Now, armed with this realization, I was ready to help people with more than just their video skills. And by this time, I hadn't just created a financial success around my digital products. I mean, I had $1 million a year business at this time, but I had the lifestyle too. I was only working a few hours a day and surfing the rest. I had time to travel, to play, and help more people. And so others wanted to know how I was doing it. Enter Business by Design, Well, when I first launched in 2016, I didn't actually know what to call it, so it was named James Wedmore's Super Awesome Amazing Sexy Beta Course. True story. And gosh darn it, my first 50 founding members actually joined. So I started teaching these students how I was actually structuring and running.
All right. Let's see if I go. Yeah, I'm coming through. Perfect. So for those of you who are on the YouTube live stream, I'm going to wrap up the stream now, and we're still going to do another hour of live co-working at work.totalmastermind.com, and you're welcome to try and see if it's open. If it is, come and join us there. And then, but I'm going to close up the stream because you got a bit of a vibe of how the stream will work. But it's easier to focus if we're right in the Zoom room together instead of me pulling my focus between the two spots. So come join us, work.totalmastermind.com. My name is Jason Steele. And also subscribe, like, follow, do all those things so that you can be notified. Put that little bell on so you can be notified when I do a live session, and you can join in any future co-working sessions as well. And look forward to seeing you and helping you to hit your goals, whether they're creative goals or whatever else you might be working on through some co-working and some other tips for ADHD focus. So thank you so much, and we'll talk again next time.